Hey, Miss Gideon here to help you with your Unit 3 test. Let's begin by solving a problem similar to your number 1. All right, on this test, you'll see a diagram similar to what I have on the screen, and you can notice I've got different angles. If I went here, I would go angle AGB. But what I'm looking at as I'm reading the directions are the two indicated angles adjacent. Well, remember, adjacent means next to, or they share the same side. Share same side, same ray. I'm just going to put side. Line. So if I, in red here, if I can get my red color back here. In red, if I say this angle here, CGD, in red is 25 degrees. Really doesn't matter the degrees because I want to know, do they share the same line? So I've got highlighted, I made it really thick. If I do my blue angle and I'm doing that angle in, you can see where I'm coloring it in. All right, this blue, does this side and this side, are they the same? Do they have blue and red on them? Are they touching? Hopefully you said no. I've got another angle in here that's not. So they are not, because they do not share the same side, same ray. That type of question is what you're looking for. All right, let's move on to number 2. And I'm not going to repeat it. These are all similar to your problems. So what is the measure of angle ADB? Remember, now let's pay attention to what I know. Remember, if I'm trying to identify this angle, I start at the first letter and put my pencil on it, so I'm going to use the purple. You trace it down to the second letter, which is your D. D will always be the middle number. In this case, it's in the middle, D won't be, but your middle number is always the arc you're talking about, the angle you're talking about. D, and then I'm going to go over to angle B. Whoops, made a mistake there. I went up to angle B. So I'm actually finding the value of this purple arc, this purple angle. What does the problem give me? It gives me 136. So I know the total of those two are 136. It gives me a 62. 62 plus something. Well, let's just use the letter X to find out what that is. Plus something is going to give me 136. And then you use your skills to solve your one-step equations that we just learned about again with our inequalities. So in my case, I've got X equals 6 take away 2 is 4. 13 take away 6 is 70. So in this case, it would be 74. And I believe the degree symbol is already listed on yours, so you don't have to hit the degree symbol. Okay, moving right along. Number 3. You have this particular problem, and watch what the directions say. You're using the image. What is the equation for these two adjacent angles? It's not asking you to solve it. It is asking you for the equation. So down here in green, I've given you similar to what you see. You're going to see fill in the blanks. So let's look. We know that one angle is 3x plus 1. We also know that the second angle is x minus 3. And if I would do those both together, notice I would have a straight line, so it has to equal 180 degrees. So all you're doing is filling in the blanks. I've got parentheses here, so I'm going to do a 3x. I've got a blank, so 3, the x is already there, plus 1, plus what's given is x minus, so I'm going to use x minus 3 here and put it in here. So you would enter like your 3, your 1, your 3, and your 180 is going to be the same, but these numbers here will be different depending on the equation they give you. Hope that makes sense. If not, let me know. All right, let's move on to number 4. So two adjacent angles, the measure of angle 1 and the measure of angle 2, form a resulting angle with the measure of 174 degrees. They're adjacent. The total is 174. If the measure of angle 1 is 3x, the measure of angle 2 is 2x plus 4, what are the two unknown angle measures? So we've got a little bit of work to do here because they want to know what the measure of angle 1 is. and they want to know what the measure of angle 2 is. So what do we know? We know they're adjacent, so that means I would add them together. So I'm going to take my 3x plus my 2x plus 4. And I know they tell me that the total of that is 174 in my example here. So you've used these numbers that are on your problem, number 4 in your test, and then you solve. Remember, we combine like terms. I've got a x here, a 3x's, and a 2x. Use the operation in front of it, plus 2x. So 3x plus 2x is 5x. If I have 3x's and I add 2 more, I get 5x. I'm going to bring down my plus 4 equals 174. Solving equations, two-step equation again. I need to undo any addition or subtraction first. How do I undo a plus 4? I subtract 4 from both sides. So you would be solving this on your paper. Please don't do it in your head. So I'm left with 5x over here, and then this would be 170. I'm almost done. I'm going to put it up here so I have more room. To get x by itself, how do I undo 5 times x? You divide the opposite. These cancel out, leaving me x. And then 170 divided by 5. 5 goes into 17 3 times, 2 left over, so 34 degrees. That is my x. That is not the measure of angle 1. Measure of angle 1 is 3x. So I plug in my 34 that I just solved, right down here I got 34. Let me erase some of this so we get more room. But measure of angle 1 says it's 3x. Well, I'm going to fill in my 34 for my x here. Keep my 3. And you can use the decimals calculator. So I'm just going to do it here because it's quicker for me. 12, carry the 1, 9, 10, right? 102? I think I did that right. 34, 12, 9, 10, yep. 102 degrees, so measure of angle 1 in my case would be 102. And then I've got a 2x plus 4. Well, we just said that x is 34. Anytime two numbers are squished together, it means multiply. 34 times 2, 8, 6, so 68 plus 4. 68 plus 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, so 72. So the measure of angle 2 is 72. So you're going to have to do some math on some paper, right? Please use paper or your tablet. Please don't do it in your head. So your measurements are not going to be these numbers, but that's how you're going to solve it. Rewind, use this as much as you need. Let's move on to number 5. A figure displays two non-adjacent, that should be one word, sorry, complementary angles. So one angle is the measure of 56 degrees. What is the other angle? So this is all they're giving you. So you should know by now complementary angles are 90 degrees. So I've got 2 of them. So the measure of one angle, so 56 plus something, let's just stick with the letter x, is going to equal 90. Well, I need to get x by itself, so I undo a positive 56 by subtracting 56 from both sides. And I get x is, let's see, borrow 1, so 10 is 4. 10 take away 6 is 4. 8 take away 5 is 3. So x is 34 degrees. So I would type in my 34. Don't do the degree sign because they give it to you. All right, this is 1 through 5. Next video.